Slot Toy Tutorial 4, moving your parts into the correct position. So here I am again in Onshape. I'm going to right click on Slot Toy version 3 and I'm going to copy the workspace and rename it to version 4 and press OK. Should have a lot of versions of Slot Toy now. So in version 4 we're going to move our parts around, so once the workspace loads we'll get straight into it. So we need to do this in 3 dimensions. This is a 3-dimensional thing. Let's just do the side way first. So I'm going to click on transform and I'm going to translate by XYZ and I'm going to choose my arm first. So I'm going to use the arrow tools and only the arrow tools and get it into a position that looks good from the side view. Before I close anything, I'm going to press on and look at it from the right view, and I'm going to make sure it lines up, and I'm happy with how it lines up in both views. You can see my arms are bigger on one side than the other, so they're a bit dodge. And once I'm happy, I'm going to press tick. Now I'm going to look at that from 3D just to make sure I'm totally happy, and that looks pretty good. So that's where my first one is going to go. I'm going to then go to the front view again. This time I'm going to transform, and I'm going to transform this time my leg, and my leg is actually, no, I'll do my hip first. So I'm going to close that, I'm going to X that one, and I'm going to press on my hip, and I'm going to translate by X, Y and Z, and you can grab the square when you're looking at it from the side, and I'm going to move it to about there, like so. I'm going to look at it from the right view, and I might move that across just a little bit there, like so, just to get that right in the right spot. And I'm going to press tick. Now I want that rotated a bit more. I'm not happy with it being straight upright. And this is the sort of thing you can do looking at it from this view now. I sort of want it rotated a little bit so it's sort of more sloping out that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a sketch, and using my right hand rule I know that I'm going to draw a sketch on here, and I know that it's going to be, let's just zoom up here, it's going to be a line going from here to here that's horizontal, that I'm going to rotate it around. So now I'm going to just click on the transform tool, choose the hip, I'm going to translate by rotation, I'm going to choose the axis to be that line there, I'm going to look at it from the back or side view, and I'm going to rotate it around until I'm happy with where I'm going to have it rotated. And that's pretty good, and I'm going to press tick. So now that I'm happy with that in this position, the final thing to do is the legs. Looks a bit strange at the moment, so let's first of all transform my leg by X, Y and Z, grab that square and move it up to here. Sort of want it so that it's sitting into the hip a bit, and then I'm going to look at it from, I think the right view is the best, and it's going to move across to this side like so, and I'll probably move it down a bit now that I've got it in that view. That's pretty good, and I'm going to press tick. Now obviously I want a leg on the other side, so I'm going to, before I do that though, I should have done this before, I'm going to go to a side view, and you see I want that to line up there. So I'm going to move that again, I click on the transform tool, translate by X, Y, Z, and I'm probably just going to move it so that it's in more of a line, yeah, like so. And if I think about it, I might want to move my hip, but maybe not. I'm pretty happy with that now. Let's just look at it from this view again, and it's going to go right through. I do need to move my hip, so let's look at the front view and move my hip, transform, translate by X, Y and Z, choose my hip, just going to move it up like that, press tick, Let's look at this from a few angles and make sure we've got this right. Yep, I'm happier with that now. Okay, so you don't want it to go right through. Now to actually create the other leg, what I'm going to do is I'm going to transform, and I'm going to click on the object I want to transform and translate it by X, Y, and Z. But this time I'm going to copy the part and I'm going to just drag it across until I'm happy with its location. Like so. Just eyeballing it. Just making sure that it's all good in lining up, and press tick. I've now got 2 legs. I've got my dinosaur in place. I'm pretty happy with how things are sitting. I reckon that'll stand up nicely. And that is a good, I think, layout for my dinosaur. You obviously need to move yours around until you're happy with it. I'm going to just turn off some planes. Not a lot of planes here that I actually accidentally drew in one tutorial. So I actually can delete these red ones. Got anything that's red? You probably should just delete it. It means you had an error. Okay, so there we go. It's time to go into your project plan and make sure that you write down what you did, this one, what you changed. If you've changed anything from variations that you actually designed before, that would be nice to note at this point. And make sure you fill out that to the best of your ability.